So, today we're going to read from Chaitanya Charitamrit. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit ki jai. Reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit, Antya Lila, Chapter 2, second chapter, The Chastisement of Junior Haridas. Text 44. 144, yeah, sorry. Dekhi ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সব স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সবে ভক্তগণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল শব্দ ভক্তগণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে
স্বপ্নেহ চদিল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে
স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে মাতাজি's দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে স্বপ্নেহ ছাড়িল সবে স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে
দেখি ত্রাস উপজিল সব ভক্তগণে
স্বপ্নেহা ছাড়িল সবে শ্রী সম্ভাষণে
স্বপ্নেহা ছাড়িল সবে শ্রী সম্ভাষণে
দেখি seeing ত্রাস an atmosphere of fear উপজিল grew সব ভক্তগণে among all the devotees স্বপ্নেহ even in dreams ছাড়িল gave up সবে all স্ত্রী সম্ভাষণে talk with women. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. After all the devotees saw this example A mentality of fear grew among them. Therefore, they all stopped talking with women, even in dreams. Please repeat after me. After all the devotees saw this example, a mentality of fear grew among them. A mentality of fear grew among them. Therefore, they all stopped talking with women. Even in dreams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In connection with Stri Sambhashan, talking with women, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that talking with women for the purpose of mingling with them for sense gratification, subtle or gross, is strictly prohibited. Chanakya Pandit, the great moral instructor, says, Matrivat Paradarishu. Those not only a person in the renounced order or one engaged in devotional service, but everyone. Okay, let me read it properly. Thus, not only a person in renounced order or one engaged in devotional service, but everyone should avoid mingling with women. One should consider another's wife his mother. So, the background, how many of you know the background? Okay, how many of you don't know the background of this incident? How many of you want to hear about the background? Okay. Bhagavan Acharya, a very intimate associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house for lunch one day. And another associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chota Haridas. So Bhagavan Acharya requested Chota Haridas to go to Madhavi Devi's house and collect some rice, tandul. So he went and collected some rice and brought it, and Bhagavan Acharya cooked. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the rice, he was very pleased. He said that, where did you get this beautiful rice, fine rice? So he said, Chota Haridas went to Madhavi Devi's house and collected this rice. So after that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went home. He called Govinda, his servant, and told him, Govinda, from now on, don't let Chota Haridas to come here. So Mahaprabhu said, so Govinda had to abide by. So when Chota Haridas came, told him, please don't come here anymore. Why? Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that you shouldn't come here. Shocked, he left. And then, being rejected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he stopped eating. 3 days he didn't eat anything. So Mahaprabhu's associates appealed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that please allow him to have your darshan, have your association. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Boiragi hoiya kore stri sambhashan. In spite of being in the renounced order, he associates with women, he talks with women for sense gratification. So I can't accept him. And seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, everyone became very afraid. They appealed to him, but Mahaprabhu was adamant. No, nothing doing. Now the strange thing is, he just went and asked, begged some rice. Madhavi Devi was an elderly lady. And Madhavi Devi was a very, very intimate associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very exalted. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Gambhira, in the inner area of the house where he was staying, he used to discuss about Krishna's pastimes with 3.5 personalities. Those 3 personalities were Sarup Damodar, Ramananda Rai, and Shikhi Mahiti. And the other half, 3.5, the half was, the other personality was Shikhi Mahiti's sister, Madhavi Devi. So we can see that she was so exalted. She was actually an associate of Srimati Radharani. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, she came as Madhavi Devi. And he went and begged rice from her, but obviously Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu detected something. That approach to that Madhavi Devi was tinged with some sense gratifying tendency, and that's why he rejected him. And Mahaprabhu rejected him, but when Mahaprabhu used to go to Jagannath temple from a distance, Chata Haridas used to have the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in the meantime, all the devotees approached Paramananda Puri. Paramananda Puri was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Paramananda Puri was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master, Ishwar Puri's god brother. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to treat him like his guru. So, Paramananda Puri, they requested, please appeal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After all, it was such a trivial mistake. So, ask him to forgive him. So, Paramananda Puri went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered him obeisances and asked him, what brought you here? Why did you come here? Then Paramananda Puri told him that, you see this Chata Haridas, he didn't really, just went and begged some rice from her. So don't be so strict with him. Don't be so severe with your punishment. So please forgive him. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then you all stay here, I'm leaving. I'll go to Alalnath, you all stay here. So then Paramananda Puri became very worried. No, please, don't leave. And he decided that he is not going to approach with this request to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu anymore. And so Sarup Damodar and others told him that please don't stop eating like this and please stop crying like this constantly. Just go take your bath, take some prasad. Mahaprabhu will bestow his mercy someday. He is the all-merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, being requested by the exalted devotees, Chata Haridas went to bath, to prasad. And he would go and have darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distance when Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath temple. This way it went on for 1 year. And still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not accept him. So eventually, Chata Haridas went to the confluence of Prayag, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, and gave up his life there. And in his spiritual form, he used to come and sing for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every night they would hear. He was a very, very good singer. And they would hear. So in his spiritual body, he used to sing for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here it is saying that after this incident, everyone became very, very, very worried, very afraid. And Shaponeho Charilo Shab Stri Sambhashane. They stopped associating with women even in their dreams. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur pointed out, Prabhupada actually translated that purport. And he pointed out that after all, Chota Haridas was Mahaprabhu's eternal associate. And the offense was very deviation or offense, whatever you want to call him, was very negligible. Like he went and begged some rice from this elderly lady. So, why Mahaprabhu was so strict with him? The reason Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strict with him, because Mahaprabhu is setting an example. That one should not associate with women for sense gratification. Husband and wife is fine, as Prabhupada is quoting Chanakya Pandit. That besides one's wife, he should consider everyone as his mother, every woman as his mother. Sometimes devotees started to, in the early days, devotees started to call the female devotees as sisters. Prabhupada said, no, mother. So mother means automatically there is a respectful attitude. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established that standard. In order to establish that standard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed these pastimes. He made his intimate associate as an object to cite as an example to set the standard. Shaponeho Charilo Shab Stri Sambhashane. Even in their dreams, they would not talk to a woman, of course, for sense gratification. Now there is another side of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Another associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Kavi Karnapur. He wrote a drama, Chaitanya Chandrodaya, the rising of the moon like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one of the initial scenes is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just born and Kali is sitting in his assembly, wherever his kingdom is, surrounded by his associates. Who are Kali's associates? The principal associate is sin personified. Then lust, greed, anger, illusion, pride, envy. And Kali started to tremble out of fear. And all the associates, Kali is sitting on a throne and he is shaking, trembling with fear. And all his associates keep on asking, what happened? Why are you trembling like this? Obviously not in ecstasy. He said, see, he's born. So who is born? That Brahmana boy. So one Brahmana boy is born, so why are you worried? We destroyed the whole Brahminical culture. Like all the Brahmanas have been taken care of. No Brahmanas left. Due to Kali's influence, all the Brahmanas lost their Brahminical qualities. Kali made demons take birth in the Brahminical families. And through them, Kali destroyed the Vedic culture, Brahminical culture. Through that, Kali established his influence. So that's what they're saying. Like, we destroyed the whole Brahminical culture. Not a single Brahman is existing today. So why are you worried? He said, no, this one is very special. He will establish dharma once again. Mind you, Kali's business is to establish adharma. Destroy dharma and establish adharma, which is opposed to dharmic principles. So Kali has done that. We are seeing how Kali is spreading his influence. And how do we recognize adharma is spreading? Because when the 4 pillars of dharma break, then what happens? Meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling. Jai Shri Shri Radha Landaneshwar ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Gaur. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So they said, don't worry, we will take care of this boy, just one boy. And Kali kept on saying, no, you won't be able to have any influence on him. You won't have any influence on him. So one after another they started to come and tell. Envy said, well, I will destroy him through entering in the form of envy around the people. Then greed, anger, one after another. And Kali kept on saying, no, you won't succeed. You won't succeed. Then finally lust came. And he says, see, men and women are mingling together. I will destroy them. Entering in their hearts as lust. Then Kali said, no. Due to their love for this boy, their heart will become so purified that there won't be any room for you in their hearts. So this is the other side of the thing. In one hand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established such a strict principle, especially for sannyasis, no deviation, no association with women for sense gratification, which begins with sambhashan, intimate talking. And then it grows. From intimate talking, intimate discussions, association grows and ends up in gross sex life. It starts with subtle, then ends up in gross. But the other thing also is that we are seeing in ISKCON, you can see here, like men, women together. That's Mahaprabhu's movement. Prabhupada actually let women also join the ashram. And some people actually asked Prabhupada, why are you letting women stay together in your ashram? And Prabhupada pointed out that in America, men and women are working side by side, they're striding side by side. It's not going to be possible to separate them, it will be artificial. In India, of course, those days, now things are changing also. Like men, women were segregated very strongly, very strictly. Those days, women stayed at home, they didn't come out. So mingling was not at all there. But now what's happening, this is also another arrangement of Kali. The women have been brought out from the inner part of the house and brought out in the open. And with the passing of time, we are seeing how things are changing. When I was young, I could never even imagine my mother, my uncle, my mother, my aunt taking up a job. The only one in our family who had a job is my cousin. She was teaching. She was a professor in a college, in a girls' college. That was about the only thing that a woman would do. But now, one may say, well, we are progressing. Well, but according to the Vedic standard, it's not progress, it's regress. Everybody should have his respective place. The men's business is to go out and make money. And women's business is to stay home and spend the money. That was a real culture. Meaning, the women's business is to take care of the household. And to maintain the household, there is a need for money. And yes, they are earning the money. But now what's happening? Actually, you can't really blame them because the life has become so difficult and so expensive that in most cases, if both husband and wife don't work, they can't maintain their family. Those who are fortunate, those who are making a lot of money, their case is different. They can afford to let the wife stay at home. But otherwise, it's not possible. And as a result of that, what's happening? Soon after the childbirth, the mother has to go and start working. The child doesn't have any association of the mother. I mean, so abnormal situation. The children are growing up in creche. Like, mother is working, she gets, when she is pregnant, I think she gets 2 months holiday. 1 month before pregnancy and 1 month after pregnancy. And when the child is 1 month old, the mother has to leave the child behind and go. And also in the joint family that could have been possible. But now the families are also broken. No joint family, all are broken families. So this is how Kali is destroying the human civilization, human culture. People are bewildered to think that this is progress, but no, this is not progress. The proper progress actually make everyone happy. But here everyone is unhappy. Husband working, wife working. In some cases, the wife works, husband doesn't work. The husband takes care of the baby. So, because the wife earns more money, therefore it's better that the husband stays at home and takes care of the household. It's such abnormal situation. Fortunately, Srila Prabhupada came and he set up the right standard. He gave us the right understanding what the society should be like, what our attitude should be like. In the West also, some years back, women didn't work, go to the offices, and they stayed at home and took care. And anyway, so to go back to that point, like Mahaprabhu set this very, very stringent standard, especially for those who are in renounced order of life, especially for sannyasis. And you can see that when one maintains that standard, then they remain safe. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave sannyas to 27 devotees. He made 27 sannyas, and not a single one fell down. But if we look at the history of ISKCON, it's another story. So, Mahaprabhu actually setting the standard. Sannyasis have to be very, very strict and careful. But that doesn't mean that... Okay, that also gives me another instance that I remember. When Prabhupada gave me sannyas, soon after that, I think the next day or the day after, Prabhupada said, sannyasi means even if he is alone in an island with the most beautiful woman, he won't become disturbed. He will not become agitated. So I just told Prabhupada that, after some time I was just pondering over it, and then I told Prabhupada, that's why some spiritual organizations don't even look at a woman. Is that how they remain safe? Prabhupada said no. Not looking at a woman won't serve the purpose. Because someday if he happens to look at a woman, then he'll have difficulty. The way to do it is by developing one's love for Krishna. When you develop your love for Krishna, then your heart becomes purified. Then there is no room for this kind of attraction. So the way to do it, the solution to that is developing love for Krishna. Our love for Krishna should become so strong that we won't have any attachment to anything else or anyone else. So Prabhupada pointed out, and then Prabhupada pointed out that the way to remain safe is to remain in the association of devotees. Because Maya's allurement is very, very strong. Because Maya is Krishna's energy, Krishna's potency. Daivi hesha gunamai mama maya durattaya. But yes, Maya is Krishna's energy, but Maya is Krishna's external energy. But association of devotees is Krishna's internal potency. Therefore, when one remains in the association of devotees in Krishna's internal potency, he doesn't get affected by Krishna's external potency, Maya. And you can see that, how association of devotees give us such a wonderful protection. When we remain in the association of devotees, we are safe. The trouble actually starts when you give up the association of devotees. So, and in the association of devotees, when we render service, we can see, they happily both men, women, because they transcend the bodily designation in spiritual life. When one becomes properly situated, properly spiritually situated, then he is not affected by the material influence or the illusory influence of Maya. And when our heart becomes filled with love for Krishna, then automatically one becomes free from all this undesirable influence or undesirable attraction. And looking at women as mother is actually a very important practice. Because just that attitude, the mother, gives us a different kind of feeling. We can look at a woman as an object of sense gratification. That is actually Maya's allurement. One tends to see the beautiful form of a woman as a possibility for sense gratification. But when one looks at a woman as the mother, then that kind of feeling cannot enter. So, Prabhupada gave us the perfect process. And if we remain in that situation, if we remain situated in this wonderful arrangement that Srila Prabhupada made for all of us, we'll be safe. That's what ISKCON is. Srila Prabhupada created the perfect arrangement to make spiritual progress. Perfect arrangement to receive Krishna consciousness, cultivate Krishna consciousness, and protect our Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Prabhupada's instruction is, no matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. No matter whatever happens, don't leave ISKCON. Because if you remain in ISKCON, you are safe. If you leave ISKCON, you are inviting trouble. Do you remember this painting in 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? The ocean of material nature, filled with all kinds of dangerous aquatics, crocodiles, sharks, piranhas, all kinds of dangerous aquatics. And there's a boat. And the boat is moving with the wind of Hare Krishna on the sail. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And on the deck, the devotees are chanting and dancing. And Srila Prabhupada is steering that boat, the captain. That's what ISKCON is. The safe situation in this dangerous ocean of material nature. If we just, all we have to do is remain on that boat. And in due course of time, we will reach our destination. Now you consider, if you jump overboard, what will happen? If you jump out of the boat, in no time you'll be swallowed by all these dangerous aquatics. Piranhas, they move in hundreds and thousands of them together in group. And when they get an object, their diet is flesh. And when they get, in no time, everything is eaten up. It just turns into flesh, that turns into bone. That's how the piranha, small little fish, but in no time they swallow you. Not individually, but collectively. What to speak of a crocodile, shark. So that's how this material nature is like, a dangerous ocean, Bhava Mahadhava, a Bhava Sagara, the ocean of material nature. And another thing also, why in spiritual life one has to be so strict about avoiding sex desire. To make spiritual advancement, one has to become a brahmachari. That means, to make spiritual advancement, one must abstain from, or I won't say abstain, but conquer sex desire. Why? Because this material nature is a prison house. Everyone agrees that this material nature is a prison house. And what are we here? Criminals, right? Who are imprisoned because of our crime. What is our crime? Our crime is we have rejected Krishna. That's our crime. Our crime is we disregarded Krishna's law and order. So that's why we are imprisoned here. Now, in a prison house, the prisoners are tied up with chains. Now, how the living entities, with what kind of chains the living entities are tied down to this material nature? Sex desire. Sex desire is the chain that ties us down to this material nature. Therefore, this material nature is defined as Maithunagara. Maithunagara, a prison house of sex desire. That is why if anybody wants to get out of this prison, he'll have to conquer sex desire. as long as we are susceptible to sex desire, we'll have to remain bound in this prison house. That's why those who want to make spiritual advancement, they have to overcome sex desire. But that also can be done in two ways. One is by artificially restraining, but we see that that doesn't work. It's very difficult. Like for example, Vishwamitra, for 64,000 years he performed austerities. Then he fell down. How? He just saw his senses are withdrawn. The only sense that was not properly blocked is his ears. And through his ears he heard the sound of the ankle bells of this Apsara, celestial beauty, Menaka. And his eyes opened, saw the beautiful form. End of his 64 years of austerities. That's how difficult it is. But the other way is by being engaged in loving devotional service to Krishna. Then that desire automatically disappears. When the heart becomes purified, these desires disappear. This kind of desires are a product of the dirt in the heart. Therefore, we have to purify our heart by developing our loving devotion to the most attractive personality, Krishna. We notice that in the proper human civilization, it has always been admired. Even nowadays in drama and things you see, even mundane dramas, you'll notice the hero is a person who has a lot of respect for women. And the villain is a person who is a debauchee. Isn't it? Even in British history, we see English history, the knights, there's so much respect for women. The damsel in distress, the knights are always there to rescue them. Who are causing the distress to the women? The villainous personalities. And the heroes, the knights, are protecting them, saving them. And the fact of the matter is that when one develops respect for women, his character becomes strong. The more respect we have for women, stronger will become our character. And more we disrespect women, that means we see them as an object of our sense gratification, our character will become, we won't have any character left. There is an expression, a characterless person, no character at all. So, this culture of Krishna consciousness is establishing the proper relationship between everyone. Not only between men and women, even among men, among the superiors, respect. To the subordinates, to the juniors, affection. That's what builds a relationship. Respect towards superiors and affection towards the subordinates. And that makes such a beautiful atmosphere. And among equal, friendship. These are the three loving exchanges. Respect rises towards the superior. Affection flows towards the juniors. And friendship among the equals. That makes a perfect human society. Perfect human family. Fortunately, in this dangerous age of Kali, we are getting to know about this by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari. Does anybody have any question or comment? Yes.
Haribol Maharaj, thank you very much for a very enlightening class. Very relevant topic. What I want to say is that sometimes this example of Chota Haridas is taken in an extreme way, where there's a kind of fanaticism.
Yeah.
And then devotees get a misunderstanding of this topic and this pastime, and they behave in such ways where women become not respected, but they become the enemy.
Yeah.
And this kind of misogyny kind of creeps up. And then when people come to the Hare Krishna movement, they may perceive this and they think, oh, what's going on here? This is not right. Why are these women-hating men, part of this religious organization? So could you speak a little bit to that?
That's why I gave the other side of the thing also. That, through that Chaitanya Chandrodaya drama by Kavi Karnapur, the Kali is petrified. That Brahmana boy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is born. His arch enemy is born now, so his kingdom is going to be lost. And his associates are trying to reassure him, don't worry, we will take care of him. Then finally, but Kali is they're saying, we'll do this, we'll do that. And he's saying, no, you won't be able to do anything. And he gives the reason why they won't be able to do anything. And then finally, last says, see, men and women are mixing together. So in Sankirtan movement, that's going to happen. That's happening. Men and women are, and I will destroy them by entering in their hearts in the form of lust, and they'll indulge, meaning that I'll make them indulge in illicit sex. And that's how, I will destroy them. Kali said, no, you won't succeed. The hearts will become so purified due to their love for this boy, that there won't be any room for you there in their heart. So that is the reality. And that is what, obviously why Prabhupada did what he did. Why in ISKCON Prabhupada let men and women join the movement and stride together, rendering devotional service. Prabhupada didn't do anything. Prabhupada obviously didn't want to do anything. That's not appropriate. And Prabhupada did that with that understanding that in Krishna consciousness, men and women will work together to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And in that relationship, they will have that, favorable family kind of relationship. In that respect, we can say that, relationship like brother and sister, relationship like mother and children. But then also we have to consider, probably remember, sometimes some devotees started to call the female devotees as sisters. Prabhupada said, no sisters, mothers. So, because the sister kind of relationship can bring in some familiarity, and that may be quite undesirable. But when it's a relationship between mother and child, and sometimes in the West people have difficulty. One young girl told me that I find it strange that all these grown-up people are calling me mother. So I explained to her that it's not that they're treating you like an old woman. It's not that. This address of mother is a respectful attitude. That I respect you. Another time in the States, some devotees were telling me about the equal rights for the women. That men and women are equal. I said, no, women are superior. They are not equal. In our culture, women are superior. The mother is superior. Anyway, the point is, we have to establish the right attitude, right culture, right relationship.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Ras Bihari.
In this pastime of Chaitanya Prabhu, is it that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted him to commit suicide? And is it that he's getting redemption through committing suicide? If he's then going on to singing kirtan, it almost gives a perception that it's not a bad thing.
As it has been mentioned in this course of exchange, Mahaprabhu's associates were also surprised. Why so strict? Because in one hand, he is an ocean of mercy. Right? He is a deliverer of the fallen souls. And look how he is treating his own intimate associate. Whose song, whose singing he used to love, he used to admire so much. So they're surprised, but then they're saying, you are completely independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can do whatever you want. And the point Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is pointing out, that by setting an example through his intimate associate, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is warning us what should our attitude be like. Yes? Okay. And then I'll take. Okay, fine. Now go ahead.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada often writes in his purports that even more precarious than inappropriate mingling is the association of somebody with that same proclivity, somebody whose mind is attached to maybe associating in an inappropriate way. Yet, Guru Maharaj, so we should be very careful about such an individual's association. But on the other hand, Guru Maharaj, you mentioned that in order to get over this proclivity, one needs the association of devotees. Mm-hmm. So as a community, both in terms of being afflicted by that propensity and also giving association to other devotees, how do we find that balance between protecting our spiritual life but also wanting to foster a compassionate kind of community if somebody does have some difficulty in that respect?
Well, association of devotees means, who are in love with Krishna. But the other thing is Stri Shanga Shangi. Those who are fond of associating with women. You see, it's more dangerous to associate with those who are fond of associating with women. Because a woman may not entice you to become degraded. But those who are fond of associating with women, they will entice you. They will provoke you. Come, let's go and have fun. Right? And like one may begin to think, well, after all, it's not so bad, So that's why Stri Shanga Sangi is even more dangerous.
Yeah. So just to clarify, Guru Maharaj, so if there is, let's say, somebody that's newly joined or has had some spiritual difficulty, in that respect, it's not that we should shun them from the community. Then in that sense, they should be encouraged.
Yeah, if he's a new, if he's a newcomer, then it's all right. But the dangerous thing becomes if a devotee who falls down becomes, involved in all kinds of wrong association and things, to associate with him. To tell you frankly, I had a personal experience with one. A devotee, one of our godbrothers, who had spiritual difficulty. And he was trying to justify to me that, it's all right. Because when one does something, even though it is wrong, he wants to prove to the world that it is right. Anyway, okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. There's two questions I had. One was, what was it that Lord Chaitanya detected in Chota Haridas when he was begging for the rice?
Let's not get into that. Let us see, as Prabhupada is pointing out in the purport, Mahaprabhu is citing an example. His pastimes are like a drama. Different individuals are playing different roles. In reality, they are not that. They're playing different roles. Mahaprabhu's associates cannot become fallen. But they're playing a drama. In that drama, he is playing the role as if he had fallen. Right? And what is the purpose of a drama? Do you know what is the objective of a drama? A drama has two objectives. One is entertainment and the other is education. So he's teaching us something through this pastime. Right? If we want to receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to be very strict about what goes on in our hearts. Apparently it may not appear to be that bad, but we know what's going on and we should be careful about it. Others may not detect it, but we have to detect it. So there is one question this way at the back. Yes?
Just to clarify something, Haridas Thakur, he was a sannyasi and he mingled with women and then he committed suicide. But okay, Chota Haridas.
Chota Haridas, not Haridas.
If a sannyasi now accidentally falls down, should they commit suicide, or is that a bit extreme?
A very good point. Yeah, good question. Actually, something like that happened in our movement. One devotee who had spiritual difficulty of this nature, and he actually drowned himself in the confluence of Ganga and Jamuna. And Prabhupada lamented of hearing that. He said, why did you do that? The best way to get purified is by rendering devotional service. So, Mahaprabhu set an example through Chota Haridas, but in today's context, we should not follow that example. The way to get purified is by rendering devotional service. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Is there any question on this side? No? Okay.